Suns legend and head coach of Grand Canyon University, Dan Marley, joins us to start day 3 of Newsmakers Week, live from the Auction Community Studios. It's Doug and Wolf on 98.7 FM, Arizona sports station. One road game left, 3 straight home games. Nice way to end the season, and then GCU will enter into their first ever Western Athletic Conference tournament for a chance to go to the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Thunder Dan in the big dance. You know, I don't know your Central Michigan history. Did you go to the dance?
Yes. When I got to Central Michigan my freshman year, we were last in the WAC, and we made steady improvement. And then my junior year, we won the WAC, won the tournament, and played UCLA, who was the number 1 seed, and Reggie Miller.
What's so funny
Utah.
is you're so trained into being a coach. Mm-hmm. You said that twice, that Central Michigan won the WAC, which they did
MAC.
not.
Oh, yeah, the MAC.
Yeah, but the rhyming got you. But that shows you
I
how
think we beat Ohio
you are.
U twice.
You did not.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
So, Danny, just give us a little synopsis overall. How has the season gone for you guys, and where are you at?
It's an okay season, and we're 17-9, which tells you our expectations and what we expect. We've lost a lot of really close games, games that we wish we could have back. And, you know, Saturday we were at New Mexico State, who's having an unbelievable year, who's probably in the top 30 now. They're 22-3, and we had them, and we lost by 4, 74-70. But I think that really re-energized our guys. And the big thing for us, as you've talked about, is we have 4 games left. We go to Bakersfield on Saturday, and we have 3 home, and then we're in the tournament for the first time. And our guys are actually able to play for something. The last 4 years, we weren't able to do that. And our guys are excited. I think they know that we have a chance that we can play with New Mexico State and we can beat them. So we have to get to that point, obviously. But I think that game on Saturday really rejuvenated our guys, and they're excited.
What has happened in the sense that it looks like, and this is, you know, a guy that probably sees half your games, not all of them. It looks like you guys pretty well dominate for about 25, 30 minutes a game, and then there's a 10-minute stretch where the shooting just goes away. And is there anything? What does a coach do when it's shooting?
Well, we've struggled all year offensively. The great thing about this team is we've really took on a defensive mentality. For most of this year now, we've led the nation in three-point shooting defense. Not only shots made a game, but percentage-wise. And in pretty much all the defense categories, we're in the top 10, top 15 in the nation. So defensively, we've been great. Now, we've been offensively challenged a lot, and that has started to change. And one of the biggest things about why I'm excited is that we have a bunch of really good young guys. We have 2 freshmen. We actually have 3 freshmen that are going to be really good, but one of them is Alessandro Leva from Italy, who's just tearing up the league. He's scored 20 points 3 or 4 times, had scored 9 straight points at New Mexico State, and then got 3 straight fouls.
I was going to say, when he stays out of foul trouble, you guys do really well.
Well, it's not all his fault, and we'll just leave it right there. But when he gets it going, we start throwing that ball inside, we can score. And then we got another kid, Robert Splungberg, who's another 6'10", and the Barnville stud. And then Oscar Frere, who's a sophomore, had 22 and 10 at New Mexico State. So all those young guys are really starting to find themselves. So that's something. But offensively, we've been challenged. And Josh Braun, God bless him, has had a great career at GCU and is just struggling for some reason this year. He was preseason player of the year and just can't find a shot. He's trying, and he's a big part of what we're trying to do. And he's still a big part of our team because they got to guard him, but he just hasn't been able to get on point. And then Casey Benson, we wish we had him another year because he's really starting to figure it out. Mm-hmm. What I've asked him to do this year is a lot different from what he did at Oregon. And he's really starting to figure it out, and he's been playing really well as of late. So all those things being said, I think we're starting to round into form just at the right time.
So, Danny, you got 4 games left, and then you're going to go into the WAC tournament, of course. And if you win the WAC tournament, you're going into the big dance, the NCAA. Okay, if I'm you, I'm worried about my kids and what they're thinking at this point. Do you worry about that at all? Just controlling their thought process, right? And what did it know?
No, because, I tell them, I've recruited all these kids, and when I recruit them, I tell them what the expectations are. Our expectations to be every year is we want to win the WAC, which we haven't done, to go to the tournament and eventually be a top 25 team. And I think we keep moving forward in that action. But these guys know what the expectations are, and I think they're excited about it. Like I said, everybody's disappointed our year. We've known we've let games get away. I mean, we played Boise State at Boise State, who's a really, really good team.
Cracked the top 25.
Yeah, we had them down 3. They were down 3. They made a 27-footer. Time expires. We lose in double overtime. And just over and over, games that we just lost. And our guys can kind of see it now. So they're excited, and they can't wait to play in the tournament. And the energy's there, so we just can't wait. Now we got to do a better job. We got these last 4 games. We really got to get it going and put ourselves in a position to be second in the WAC and get seated at a high level, so we can.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to. Just the fact that maybe they're looking ahead. They're looking.
No, they understand it. We've put ourselves in a bad situation. We lost the last 2 games, on the road, so they know that we have to close out strong these last 4 games, and then it's on to Vegas.
Thunder Dan Marley joining Doug and Wolf live in studio here on 98.7 FM Arizona Sports Station for Newsmakers Week. We had Jerry Colangelo in already this week. And
I see him every week. He's in my office all the time.
I bet. And how do those conversations
go? Depends on the day.
Does he still drop the hammer?
In his subtle way.
Yeah,
you always know. He's the greatest, man. I get so much from him, and he's such a huge supporter. But, yeah, he's got a way to let you know what's going on.
I was going to tell you, we had an interesting conversation. I don't know if you want to engage in this, about the qualifications to become a Western Athletic Conference official, because I thought maybe I could after some of the games that I've seen, that I didn't think it'd be that difficult for me to get on the court.
Oh, yeah, that was good, Danny. Well played right there. The silence.
Doug, I thought we were friends. You're trying to get me in trouble.
The sound of silence. What a beautiful thing that is right there. Hey, you know what?
He didn't answer either.
Yeah. How's recruiting go?
Good. We signed a kid out of Illinois who was a top 25, top 50 kid, got hurt, so people fell off him. We're excited to have him. Recruiting has really picked up. Usually we play on a Thursday. We have Thursday off, so after I leave here, I'm going out to Texas to see another recruit. High level, high level. And we're right there. Right now, I think we're number 1. And these are the kind of kids that we weren't able to get, not just last year, because now that we're eligible for the tournament and we get these kids on campus. So I'm excited about the direction of where we're going. Like I said, our expectations are so high, but this is only our 5th year in Division I basketball.
It's unbelievable.
It really is, what we've been able to do. And it's the whole campus. It's President Mueller. It's everybody. So I'm excited about where the recruiting's going, the type of kids that we're getting, the type of kids that are listening. The future is going to be really good for us.
Dan Marley joining us right now, head coach of Grand Canyon. On the one hand, I believe that every time you get asked the question, there's somebody that's going to wonder, well, why do they keep asking? But at the other hand, if you don't get an opportunity to always answer it, then no one's really going to know. So I asked the question that you're probably sick of, but everyone assumes you're going to do well at GCU, and because of how well you've done over the first 4.5 years. So are you still happy? Is this still where you look at as your future? Are you still looking, hey, if an NBA team calls, I'm listening? What is your future? Are you happy as the Grand Canyon head coach?
I'm ecstatic. I think it's the best job in the country, period.
Now, you have so much built-up integrity in this town. People believe everything you say, but as soon as you say that, I was like, whoa, wait.
No, it's true. Why would I leave, man? I work for Brian Mueller, President Mueller, who's one of the most impressive people I ever met in my life, Mr. Colangelo, a great bunch of kids, an unbelievable campus is growing. 4,000 students, now we have 19,000. We got one of the best student sections in all the country. I'd be crazy to leave. And plus I haven't done what I was supposed to do yet.
Yeah.
So they'll probably fire me before I want to leave.
Yeah, I doubt that, Danny. I really do. You're on your way, but
a little bit more.
At the same time, it's got to mean something to you. You've started this program from nothing.
Well, it wasn't me, man. When I got there, I saw the vision of President Mueller, and like I said, it has nothing to do with me. I'd like to think that I've helped a little bit, but
I love your humility, Dan.
It is the vision of President Mueller and that campus and the way it's growing and the support that we have from the students and the faculty. I got to be a big part of it, obviously, but shoot, I couldn't do it without those guys. And I said it right from the beginning when I took this job. It's going to take a whole campus for us to get good, and it's just not basketball. baseball's playing TCU. It's supposed to be one of the top 5 matchups in all the country with the 2 starting pitchers. There's going to be over, I guess like 60 scouts there to watch the game. Last year I went Tommy Lasorda's at one of the games, sitting there and talking to my son. So softball, they just played the #1 team, Oklahoma. And it just goes on and on and on. So it's just, it's just the greatest job, I think, and I'm excited about what's going on.
We talked to Jerry Colangelo earlier this week, and I don't know if you've heard the stat because you're a little busy, but the stat is 4 40-point losses in the 49-year history of the Suns. 4 40-point losses this year. It's dramatic how far it's fallen. And I asked Jerry if it hurts, and he took a long time to answer the question, and then he admitted, I get paid by the 76ers, and I still check the Suns' scores and standings first before I look anywhere else. I ask you the same question. You know how bad it looks right now with the Suns. Does it hurt you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, and it's when you play for a franchise for 8 years, you broadcast for another 5, you coach for 5.5. I mean, you'd be dead inside if it doesn't hurt. I mean, I love the Phoenix Suns. They're a big part of my adult life. When I came here from Traverse City, Michigan, I fell in love with this place, and the fans and the Phoenix Suns took care of me, and it just kind of molded who I am. So, yeah, of course that hurts. You want them to do well. I'd be over the moon if they got this thing going and won an NBA championship. So I don't get to watch many games because, like I said, I'm entrenched in college basketball. If there's a college basketball game, I'm watching that. But I keep an eye on what they're doing, and it's tough right now, obviously.
Danny, quickly, why would you watch all these college games? Just by, again, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, you know this. This is a copycat league, man. I watch every, defensive set. Like I watched Virginia last night, and Virginia's the #1 defensive team in the country, and I just study it, and I have our film guys.
So you're doing it schematically.
Oh, yeah, I watch, and I have my film guy put it on my computer, and I'm watching to see what they do defensively. I watched Cincinnati 2 nights ago, or maybe last night, what they do defensively. I watch what teams do offensively, what sets they're running, how they go about their things, just things like that. Always trying to pick up, always trying to learn as a coach. And I told my guys the other night that, I got to get better as a coach too. Every night I'm trying to learn and get better and find a different way to connect with them, and I've decided that at Bakersfield, I'm going to let our guys coach our team.
Oh, yeah, that's it. You know what? Honestly, you are
very excited. Very excited about that.
That's exactly where I was going with that, because I was going to talk about the officiating. Maybe you were going to compare officiating, #1, and then #2, Steve Kerr. Did you have a problem with what Steve Kerr did?
I totally agree with it, because what he said to me rang true, that coaches can bang their head again. I cannot tell you how many times. Let's just take like rebounding. We do a box out drill every day. Box out, box out, box out. And then you get in the game and you watch. And the kid doesn't box out.
Yeah, right.
And you work on it.
Die!
Yeah. Or it's like, okay, big man, if you swing the ball, you're pinning away. Okay, swing the ball, pin away. Swing the ball, pin away. And we'll do it for 10 minutes straight. And then once the competition starts, he'll swing the ball and he'll just stand there. And you want to just jump. So what better way is, okay, you guys coach the team. And then let's see how mad you get when you tell one of your players, okay, here's what's going to happen. You draw a play out of a timeout, and they don't do it.
Now, what would, though, the flip side of this?
Yeah.
It's you, it's Charles, it's Chambers, and you look over on the sideline, you look over somewhere else, and you see Phil Jackson handing the clipboard to Scottie Pippen and say, hey, draw up a play.
Well, first of all, if it was me, Charles, we would have beat their ass.
Oh, man, there we go.
Here, I don't. If anybody in the Suns are upset about that, then come on, man. It's not. I don't think Steve Kerr was doing it because now he was doing it because we were playing the Suns because they could do it again, but it's not because I'm sticking it to the Suns.
Yeah,
it's because they're not good enough.
See, I thought he totally did it. Now again, I'm with you on this. You know what? As a player, you got a problem with it, do something about it.
Yeah.
But honestly, has he done that before?
No, I don't know, but I think he did it all day. And I don't like I said, it may have been because the Suns were bad at the moment. But like I said, it's close to the All-Star break. His team had tuned him out. What better way to do it? Here, you guys run the film session, and I'd like to do it with our guys. Okay, what do you want me to do? I keep telling you to do this. If you can't do it, then you coach. I tell our guys all the time, some of our smarter guys on our team, or basketball IQ, said, you're going to be a coach later on, and you're going to look back. I'll be dead at this time, but you'll look back, and you'll say, God, now I know why Coach was such a madman, man. These guys just don't listen.
The sincerity on your face when you were saying that.
Yeah. So I get it what Curb did. That was brilliant. It kind of, lets those guys take ownership of what they're doing. And they kind of see what a coach goes through. When I was a player, I didn't understand all the hours and the hard work and the things that coaches see. And I tell our guys all the time, on the road, I'm in my bed in my computer, and I'm watching game after game after game after game. And those guys, they're not doing it. They're watching cartoons or whatever they do in their room, right? On Facebook or what, I don't know, tweet. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. But as I tell them the next day, I said, when you guys start watching as much film as our coaching staff does, then you can tell us how to play and do it the way you want to do it. But you don't.
So. Bill Belichick calls it snap face.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
He gets
face chat.
That's how I see what all my guys are doing on Twitter and stuff, and they're amazed when I wake up the next morning and I say something they did on Twitter or something. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you must be checking out."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah,
it's amazing how many
hides.
18 and 20-year-olds don't understand. We can see what you're doing.
What you put on Twitter, people see."
Yeah. Dan Marley, head coach, Grand Canyon, joining Doug and Wolf here on 98.7 FM, Arizona Sports Station. You mentioned UVA, and what is your philosophy? Okay, their pack line defense is one of the greatest things we've ever seen. But do you coach and say, wow, I like what they're doing. You guys, let's start mixing it in? Or are you completely, this is my team, so your style changes every year? Do you run mostly a motion offense because that's who your guys are, and then you say, okay, next year we might do this? Do you adjust to what you have totally, or are you more, this is the Marley system, handed down from Cotton, handed down from Pat Riley?
A little bit of both. I think for GCU right now, we're at the point where we just got to get the best player available. Mm-hmm. Like, I think Virginia and those teams can kind of recruit to their strengths and what they need because they have a higher pool that they can pick out of. Now, if I go recruiting, I got a chance to get this really, really good kid, but he may not fit my system so much, but he's really, really good. Well, I can't turn that down. So, a year ago, we were more of a running up and down the floor, transition, secondary break, don't throw the ball inside that much, pick and roll, ball movement, that kind of thing. And then Dwayne Russell, who was unbelievable, score. Well, this year we can't do that because we don't have Dwayne Russell. Casey's not Dwayne Russell. He's a different type of point guard. And now we have a really, really good big guy. So now I've kind of tweaked my offense, not to the point where it's a whole lot different. It's pretty much the same, but we tweaked it now that we're looking to go inside. Mm-hmm. So, our first look is inside, and then we'll go to our secondary start, and then you better look inside again, and then go to the third one, and then you better look inside again.
And then when he kicks it out, you better pin away.
Yeah, swing away. If you swing, pin away. Okay. Swing, pin away.
The sincerity on your face once again.
Well, you can ask him. Yesterday I said that
stunning.
maybe a million times. And then defensively, we kind of have the same philosophy, but you have to kind of deal with the guys that you have. But I always take the pack line. Some of those, we used to play pack line a little bit, but we moved away from that. But I take different philosophies from different coaches and watch how they play, and we monster the same way that that Villanova does as far as trapping the post and that kind of stuff. So you always kind of take different things away from. And I take a lot of from Elston Turner when he was a defensive coach from the Suns. A lot of things.
You had a lot of respect for him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. He was very prepared and just knew his stuff. So I take a lot of stuff that we did with the Suns with him there and try to implement it at GCU.
Danny, what was your first year of recruiting like? And what would you say to Herm Edwards, who's doing it for the first time? And a long time.
I look back and I'm amazed at how much I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know anything. You know what I mean? So the biggest thing for me is that I hired, Todd Lee, who's my associate head coach, kind of pushed me along as far as what to do in that area and what we need to do. But I went in blind. I had no idea. Now you learn quickly. He'll learn very quickly on what to do and how to recruit and what you're looking for. But it comes down to just being either a basketball guy or a football guy, and he's a football guy. He'll be great. He really will, because you'll have guys that can help you in that. And, he's so smart. He'll pick it up just like that.
You get a lot of practice time with the way the schedule spreads out. No game until this weekend, and then a late game at the end of the week next weekend, then a whole week off again before another game, 3 straight home games. Last question, what do you want fans to know about Grand Canyon Antelope basketball?
Like I said, it's disappointing a little bit this year, but we're 17-9, so that tells you where we're supposed to be. And I really, the campus keeps growing. Our crowds are still unbelievable, getting even better. The talent level's big for us. We have 3 freshmen, a couple sophomores. The recruiting class that we're going to come in next year is even going to be better. So just continue the support that we have. It's been unbelievable. I'm excited about it. And I really do believe that it's going to kick in. It's just going to take that one recruit or that 1 year that's just going to propel us to a top 25 team, and then we're never going to look back. I'm very excited about it. It's the best job ever. It's the best thing I've ever done, besides my 4 kids.
Yes.
Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
But I'm like you. I don't celebrate Valentine's
every day,
Day.
Right, Dan?
It's a joke.
Come on. Every day is Valentine's
Yes, there's
Day.
no question. But yeah,
Bunch of crap.
this is Valentine's Day. Bunch of soft people out there. Come on.
I love it, Daddy.
That's all you need this morning. Wake up in Phoenix and have Suns legend Dan Marley call you soft.
Yeah, don't be soft.
Let's
Yes.
go. Pick it up and bring something to the table. Dan, thanks for coming in.
Guys,
talking
always,
to you,
thank you,
Danny.
man. Thank you.
98.7 FM, Arizona's sports station.